Today we're gonna be talking about the new KASE Wolverine Variable ND filter, and if it stands up to my scrutinizing opinion, or if it fails and gets sent back.
Tripping out 'cause I shut the lights out.
Now, before we get into everything, I want to let you know that the links for everything I'm going to be talking about today are down in the description below. Go ahead and take a look. Today, we're going to be talking about the KASE Wolverine Variable ND filter. Now, if you watched any of my videos in the past, you may have seen my K&F Concept Magnetic Variable ND filter, and I was not so warm on the idea of it being a good item.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
So when I was hunting around and I found on B&H the pre-sale of the KASE Wolverine Magnetic Variable ND filter, I read into it, yeah, it's a bit pricey. These are notes I should do before the show. Magnetic VND. So like after tax and everything, this came out to about $200. Why is that worth it to me? Because I'm a big run and gun shooter. I run from situation A to B to C with zero time to change lenses or literally even put the camera down. So while I'm running, I have this little pack on my backpack and I can rip this open, take out an ND filter, slap it on, and keep going. So having something that's a magnetic variable ND filter that I can literally just pop off, put in my pack, and keep shooting as we enter a location would be a dream come true. But unfortunately, that one didn't really stand up to snuff. And I'm moving stuff. Good God. Oh my God. Okay, that literally fell off way faster than I thought it was going to. And moving over here. Oh God. After I read a little bit about the KASE and the reviews, I was curious. Ordered the pre-order, waited about 2 months for it to drop. And as you can see in the cellophane, it is brand new, unopened. We're gonna open it today, test it a little bit, both on a handheld camera, and I'm gonna throw it on the gimbal really quick to see if the magnetic adapter can actually hold on while I'm moving around. And if the image quality inside the camera looks good, we may have a new winner. So let's go ahead and jump into this and see what the hubbub is about. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. I brought scissors. I got it. Oh yeah, like Christmas morning. Oh. Look, it's all pretty. Pop it open. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Oh God, there's shit on it. Gross. Comes with a bullet. Is that it? That's it. Okay. It didn't come with a cleaner. Come prepared with my own lens cloth.
My life be like.
It went in my hoodie. God, I got instructions. Holy shit. I watch a lot of reviews on YouTube where people talk about the mathematic design behind everything, but I'm not gonna get into that because that doesn't truly interest me. What matters to me is, does it work in the field, and can I shoot with it, and does it look great? That's it. So I have to do research here. I have to read a book. This is a lot of words.
2 hours later.
I just want this to be magnetic. Let's see if it's easy enough to understand if I can just make this work. This is a Sigma Art 1.4 50 millimeter. Ooh. God, that goes on smooth. This is my variable ND filter that I used all summer and it was freaking great. Having to unscrew this when you go into a new location is kind of a hassle. You can buy a rubber lens cap to put over it, and I was hoping that this would go on top, but it does not. It's got this toggle thing right here, which I think is gonna be kind of nice, but I wanted to check the lens cap first because this saved me a lot of grief. That went on fairly good. We can see Hilda sitting over there in the background. This is the camera that's shooting me right now. This is wide open. Let's go ahead and turn this. Oh, that's smooth. So some variable ND filters have actual stops where you can like click it down. They're called click stops. And when you click it, you know what stop you're at. I'm not the biggest fan of that because sometimes you need to go exactly in between those clicks. So I like this unclicked. Oh God, that's smooth. Got that pretty backlighting, and let's get dark. Oh, it's so dark. Oh. When you put it back on, come here, microphone. You're gonna listen to me over here now. So as you can see, there's these little gray rings on here that show you exactly where it needs to line up. Because if you go to the side here, it's not lining up right. But if you just kind of turn that in, it'll click in and it goes in real nice. I gotta move the microphone again. Here's what you came to watch, right? The shake test, because last time, I couldn't turn without the magnetic variable ND just falling off. Here's where the $200 investment comes in, if it's worth it or not. Wow. I have concrete floors, so if this is gonna fall off, this is gonna be a real bad day for me. Holy, this is great. This is fantastic. I am super happy with it. Like literally, I'm not the biggest fan of this little knob here, but to be honest, shooting, that is gonna be so much easier to grab onto than trying to twist it here. Another thing about this is this can get caught on your gear. Now, I know a lot of people out there shooting have time when they set things up, but like I mentioned, we shoot a lot of running gun. So we need to be able to pull this out of something very fast and go. That might hook and tear it off. Isn't the worst thing, because I would rather have this hook and have the ND filter fall off than to have it hook and rip the lens off. It is on there good. That is fantastic. So this worked great on a 50, but let's try it on a step-up ring when we go to the Serio 35 anamorphic. Oh my God, like it's so light, it's so nice. I'm gonna do a review on this like really soon. It is so pretty to shoot with. On to the step-up ring. It's a good sound. And then attach the ring. And when we're doing it, make sure you are attaching it to the right place so it clicks in. There is no autofocus on this, so I have to, it's kind of a pain. Okay, okay. Stays on there really good. Look at this, like it's not moving. Part of me was kind of hoping this would fall off so I can get my $200 back, but the other part of me, going into the jobs we have lined up for this year, I am insanely excited to have something that is this durable. Oh my God, look at, I know you guys come here for the class and sophistication that I bring. If you mess around with it too much, it will loosen the ring, but that's pretty great. I'm pretty happy. This is fucking fantastic. I'm gonna go take this outside and shoot some outside footage because it's sunny, and that's what these are designed for. Let's go! All right, we're back. Let's get this math out of here. Now, while that was definitely the bigger stress test of it all, let's see what it feels like on the gimbal. This is the part I'm probably gonna cut out. Please don't put this in there. Where are you going? You're too front heavy, little back heavy. Remember when you are balancing your gimbal to make sure you have everything on your camera that you're going to be shooting with. For example, I made sure that the variable ND filter was on this before I started balancing, because if you balance it without it, and then you put your variable ND filter on, your gimbal might be able to level out, but it's going to be wearing on the motor and you're gonna chew down your battery faster that way. Record in camera here. Let's see what this looks like. I mean, it's not that big of a difference. You're gonna be like, oh, what's the big deal? But when I tried doing this with the other magnetic ND filter on the gimbal, it fell off as soon as I did this. We're gimbaling. Yeah. Let's do the stress test again to make it look like, oh, look at this. It stays on, it stays on. Let's change it. Oh, it's so dark. Oh, it's so dark and crazy. Let's put it back up. Oh, it's bright outside. This looks awesome. Let's do one last test before I give my verdict. How easy it is to take off the magnetic filter and to put it back on while holding the gimbal. Walking, oh yeah, this is a good shot. Oh God, we gotta go inside. Okay, looks good, looks good. Our model is walking inside. She's doing a great job. Oh man, this is fantastic. But we're about to walk outside, so I pull this out, I put it on. Oh, you gotta make sure it's on. Oh, that was like 2 seconds. I mean, once it's out of the pack, once you got that down, holy crap, I am so impressed. Usually I'm not this impressed with gear. I usually find something wrong with it, but I am so freaking happy how this is built and handled. Take it off, going outside, putting it on. Oh, that was fun. Okay, so it passed the gimbal test. It passed the handheld wild maniac Sasquatch test. I'm gonna go ahead and say this variable ND filter deserves to be in my camera pack next to my heart. This is amazing. I am so happy that this is staying on. Now, the only downside I have right now, these rubber K&F lens caps that I love so much, they don't fit on here. And while that's not a big deal because literally I can just cut this out, put it right there and it'll work great. I think that's a no-brainer. If you use these rubber caps, magnetic filter just popped off. I am super, super happy to say I will not be returning this. Now, the price point is a little bit high at $200, but think about the time you'll be saving and the stress you will be relieving and the amount of time you'll be working with your client face-to-face rather than having to go back to your pack, open it up, change out your variable ND filter, and then back to the gig. I wholeheartedly think this is worth the price and every shoot for the rest of the year. What are your opinion of a magnetic variable ND filter? Would you use this on your own shoots? Let me know down in the comments because I genuinely want to know. I love talking to people about film gear, so let me know, hit me up. Be better and do something awesome today. I'm gonna go take this thing outside for a little joyride.